There's a particular kind of frustration that only happens in the middle of a key learning job. You connected everything correctly. The EEPROM reads without errors. Immobilizer data comes back clean. The tool confirms dealer key generation. And yet, when you go to actually learn the key, the car just sits there like nothing happened. No detection. No ignition response. No handshake. Just silence. And that silence is exactly what many technicians run into when working on a 2017 Volkswagen Caddy with an MQB48 system using Xhorse tools. Today on Baabji Motors, we're going to unpack why that happens, what's really going on behind the scenes in these MQB48 systems, and why simply generating an ID48 style transponder or using a universal super chip won't solve the problem. This video is strictly for educational and informational purposes to help technicians and automotive learners understand system behavior and avoid unnecessary parts replacement or misdiagnosis. Always follow manufacturer procedures and local regulations when working with immobilizer systems. So here's the typical scenario. You're working on a Volkswagen Caddy from around 2014 onward, often a 2017 model. The original key is MQB48. You attempt automatic key learning using the VVDI Key Tool Plus or VVDI 2. The tool auto-detects, selects what appears to be the correct menu, reads EEPROM successfully, reads immobilizer data successfully, and generates what it calls a dealer key. Everything looks clean on the screen. No red warnings. No failed checksum. But when you try to learn that dealer key, the vehicle does not detect at all. At this point, many technicians assume one of three things. Either the EEPROM data is corrupt, the immobilizer data wasn't interpreted correctly, or the blank key is defective. But in most of these cases, none of those are actually the core issue. The real issue usually comes down to system identification. The Volkswagen Caddy in this generation is not standard early MQB, and it is not traditional ID48, like older UDS systems. It belongs to what is commonly referred to as MQB 4.5. This is essentially a hybrid architecture. It still communicates over UDS, but the immobilizer structure and key encryption protocol follow MQB logic rather than legacy ID48 behavior. When the tool performs automatic selection, it may incorrectly open an older UDS immobilizer menu instead of the proper MQB48 pathway. The system can still read EEPROM. It can still extract immobilizer data. That part works because the memory layout is similar enough to allow reading, but the algorithm used to generate the dealer key is wrong for MQB48 encryption, so the tool creates a key file. It looks correct. It even writes successfully to the transponder, but the immobilizer inside the vehicle rejects it instantly because the cryptographic profile does not match MQB48 standards. This is where many users try to generate an Xhorse Super Chip XT27A configured as ID48. That will not work. The XT27A was designed primarily for standard ID48 cloning and generation scenarios. MQB48 systems require a different hardware and encryption structure. For MQB48, you need a compatible key platform. That means either a dedicated MQB blank key and Xhorse wireless remote equipped with the XT27B chip, sometimes labeled B5 version, or the newer XT57B Super Chip, which specifically supports MQB48 protocol. Another valid option is the XS MQB flip key platform designed for MQB immobilizer systems. If you attempt to use a traditional ID48 transponder or an incorrectly configured super chip, the car simply won't detect the key at all during learning. It's not a partial failure. It's complete non-recognition because the immobilizer doesn't even see a compatible cryptographic response. Another important detail many technicians miss is that MQB 4.5 systems often separate immobilizer key learning from remote learning. After you successfully program the immobilizer portion with the correct MQB-compatible key, you must perform remote adaptation separately through the appropriate control module. If you skip that step, the key may start the vehicle, but remote locking functions won't operate. So to summarize the root cause in a clean diagnostic chain, the wrong menu selection leads to the wrong dealer key algorithm. The wrong transponder hardware leads to immobilizer rejection. Automatic detection can mislead you. And ID48 is not interchangeable with MQB48, even though the naming makes it sound similar. This is why on Baabji Motors we always emphasize understanding the system architecture rather than blindly trusting auto-selection. Now, let's go back to the question I mentioned earlier. Why does everything read correctly, but the car still refuses to detect the key? The answer is because reading EEPROM and immobilizer data does not guarantee correct dealer key generation. Data extraction and cryptographic key preparation are two different layers. The tool can access memory successfully, yet still use the wrong encryption profile when building the new key file. That mismatch is enough for complete Immobilizer rejection. In my personal experience, whenever dealing with Volkswagen Caddy models from roughly 2014 to late 2010s that fall under MQB 4.5 architecture, it's safer to manually verify the Immobilizer platform before generating any dealer key. If you're unsure whether it's standard MQB, MQB48, or older ID48 UDS, take an extra minute to confirm through decoding, cluster type, or gateway identification. That one extra verification step can save hours of frustration. And here's something interesting many people don't realize. MQB48 systems use a more advanced rolling encryption exchange compared to legacy ID48. That's why older generation universal chips fail silently instead of throwing an error. The Immobilizer simply ignores responses that don't meet expected cryptographic timing and structure. If you've run into this exact situation, I'd love to hear how you solved it. Did you switch to an XT27B remote? Did you use the XT57B? Or did you go with an original MQB blank key? Drop your experience in the comments so other technicians can learn from it. Let's set a goal of 1,000 likes and 100 comments on this video. Only a small percentage of viewers watching Baabji Motors are actually subscribed. And subscriptions genuinely help this channel grow toward becoming the #1 trusted workshop knowledge source. Deep Immobilizer analysis like this takes serious time, testing, and sometimes expensive trial and error. Your likes, shares, and subscriptions directly support that effort and allow me to keep producing detailed breakdowns instead of surface-level overviews. If any tools or keys mentioned are available through affiliate links in the description, they're clearly marked, and using them supports the channel at no additional cost to you. Thanks for spending your time here today. Keep questioning the system logic, keep refining your diagnostic thinking, and as always, happy diagnosing.